In this video, we are going to learn how to make a bar graph. Don't forget to title your homework and then also include the date. A bar graph is similar to a line plot with a couple important differences. It uses bars instead of X's or dots. It's better for large quantities when the numbers get really big and it would be annoying to have to make all those X's. And it's usually used for categorical data. So that's when we're grouping things based on a category or like a noun like color or favorite food, rather than when we're doing numerical data when we often would use a histogram that looks very similar. We'll talk about that next time. When you set up a bar graph, you're going to have on the horizontal axis the category or the categories. And then on the vertical axis, you're going to have the frequency. So how many of each one there are. So the frequency is going to be numbered, perhaps by ones like I'm doing here, perhaps by something bigger if you have a bigger data set and you need a larger scale. And on the horizontal axis, you would have like your different colors or your different brands of shoe or whatever the different categories are that you're working with. So just like with a line plot, we usually start with a frequency table. So let's say that I asked my daughter Caroline's friends what their favorite colors were, and then I recorded the results. So let's say that 2 of them said that yellow was their favorite color, and 3 of them said it was red. 1 of them said it was orange. 4 said green. 2 said blue, and 7 said purple. Next, we'll turn it into a bar graph. So I'm going to have the color on the horizontal axis, and I'm just going to use a letter for each of them. And then I'm going to look at the frequencies. So it looks like my minimum was 1 and my maximum was 7. So that means I should probably start at 0, but I need to go up at least to 7. So now I'm going to put in my bars. So yellow needs to go up to 2. So in that yellow spot, I'm going to do a bar that goes up to 2. Then red needs to go up to 3. Notice that I've left a space in between. This is one of the only ways to visually tell the difference between a histogram and a bar graph. For orange, I'm only up to 1. For green, I go up to 4, leaving that space in between every time. If I didn't leave a space, this would be a histogram. And then 2 for the blue, and all the way up to 7 for the purple, because 5-year-old girls are really into purple, or at least my daughter's friends are. And then finally, we of course want to title our graph. I'm going to call it Favorite Colors. And so just to make sure we understood what happened here, for each bar, we made them the same width, and then we went up to the height that represented the frequency. So yellow went up to 2 because yellow was 2. Red went up to 3 because red was 3, and I kept each of the bars the same width. All right, let's do another example, and this time I want you to pause and make the bar graph, and then click play and see if you did it the same way I did. So this time we're going to say that I asked all my students what their primary sport was, and 30 of them said that they danced, 42 of them said they played soccer, 28 said they played basketball, 5 of them were swimmers, 15 preferred skateboarding, 21 did track or cross country, and then 45 of them said it was something else that wasn't on my list. I want you to make a bar graph. Notice these numbers are big, so think carefully about what scale you're going to do. You probably shouldn't count by ones for your frequency. you should probably count by a bigger number than that. Give it a shot. So I've decided to count by fives for my bar graph. I've labeled the different sports along the horizontal axis and the frequency by fives along the vertical axis. And so now I'm going to fill in my numbers. Dance is up at 30. That one fits in perfectly. But soccer's at 42, and that's not one of my lines, so I'm just going to make it slightly above the 40 mark. And I'm not going to worry too much about whether it is perfect. Same thing for basketball. That one's going to be almost at 30 because it's at 28. No way to make it exact, and that's fine. Swimming was my sport, but only 5 people picked that. Track's another one that was a little bit above 20 because it was at 21. And then other was all the way up at exactly 45. Compare your bar graph with mine. Couple things to look for. Please double check that you left spaces in between each bar. Make sure that you labeled the frequency and the categories. And make sure that your scale was consistent. Those are the things that I'm going to be looking for when I check the answer to your practice problem coming next. And of course, make sure that you labeled your bar graph something like favorite sport or primary sport. For your practice problem, I want you to make a bar graph of this data. I asked my best friends who their favorite Harry Potter character was, and this is what they said. Please make the bar graph. We will check it in class together tomorrow. Don't forget to write down the data set and the question so that if you don't get it right, we will be able to check and figure out where your mistake was.